Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. I'm here with Martin, Carson, and Bricen. Sorry, it's late. So we're doing this outside, so if there'll be cars, noise, and all that. So, okay. So this is gonna be spoilers. I do have a spoiler, non-spoiler, which you guys can go check out. The movie's been out for 3 weeks now, so basically we're past this spoiler standpoint. So, what was the biggest things that surprised you in this film?
Well, Austin, first of all, thank you for letting me be on your YouTube channel. I'm very honored. The biggest spoiler, and keep in mind, I'm about to spoil it for you, was when Aquaman came and drowned. That was, I did not expect that one.
I don't think we watched the same movie.
I think you watched the pirated version.
Probably.
The director's cut.
Director's cut, yes.
You know, I think the biggest surprise for me, at least, was I think the final battle scene. I think they built up to Captain America being able to wield Mjolnir.
That was epic.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. But I think also one of the really interesting parts about it was Captain America's choice to stay behind to live with Agent Carter. So, or well, to not more than live, to kind of get married and have a family with Agent Carter.
Which is awkward with her nephew.
Her family
yeah,
just
I forgot
disappeared.
about that.
Captain America, I don't care if you have a family. We're just gonna reverse all that.
I hope.
Snap it. I'm just kidding.
I hope they go break their rules with Loki just suddenly all alive in the normal timeline. I hope they break that because I would like to see I know they're doing a TV series, but I don't want to pay Disney because Disney doesn't deserve a lot.
They're gonna connect Star Wars. No one's ever really done.
Star Wars and Marvel crossover. I want to ask you a question. Was there a particular character that you wish they would have brought back that they didn't?
Batman.
Yeah, not that one. I mean, well, let's think about it. Vision.
There's Vision, but
Quicksilver.
Black Panther left.
What would Vision do? He would just be like, I can't fade out no more.
No, but Vision would be useless. He doesn't have the stone.
Yeah, Vision.
And
Well, that's what I mean.
Quicksilver would just be dead.
I
He has
know.
bullets.
I'm just saying if they had a potential to bring back a character. So I know that the Infinity Stones have
I
some
think
limits,
Deadpool.
so-
Oh, yeah.
I wish they brought
but
Deadpool because that movie did
Cross
not have a lot
universe.
of comedy in it. I really.
Or
wish
the
they
X-Men,
had it.
Wolverine. That would have been really cool if they would have crossed that over.
Or Venom.
These are all different universes.
I mean,
Venom's in the same universe.
Venom?
It's just Sony.
True.
It's just Sony. And
yeah.
It's just the
Yeah,
stupid
that's true.
companies.
What was the most heartbreaking? This is gonna end. This one actually kind of made me bad about Carson when he. What was the most heartbreaking moment for you guys?
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
When Bucky didn't become Captain America.
that's good.
I probably cried about a dozen times in my life. One of those was when Tony Stark was like, "It's okay.
I thought
It's okay, bud."
I thought Tony Stark dying was okay.
You
Like-
didn't cry.
No, I didn't. I didn't think that there was reason to.
You're a
there
robot.
was no. There was closure for a character itself, and I think there was closure for the family as well.
Did you know?
I read the comics.
'Cause there's no way you could have seen that and not been moved
So-
if you had.
No, I thought I knew I had come into the movie prepared to either lose Black Widow,
Which we're gonna see.
Captain America. I thought like the Hulk or Thor,
No.
probably not the Hulk or Thor.
They changed a lot with Thor.
And then
Thor was funny. I
or
loved
Iron
Thor.
Man. I thought for sure we were losing an original guy because they've already shown that we're moving into like the new characters,
Yeah.
Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange.
Which, by the way, that you brought up, is Spider-Man Far From Home is supposed to be the last chapter in Phase 3, which I'm kind of disappointed about.
I mean, they needed to end the phase sometime soon anyway.
I know,
So
but they.
move them in. Move in the next one.
I'm
I just want
disappointed
50
with
Doctor
Thor.
Strange movies. Best movies out there.
I'm
He's
disappointed.
so cool.
Well, I like the first one, but
Oh,
I
you
don't know
mean
how much
Moses
you can
moving
do.
the water? Yeah, that's
Okay,
pretty cool.
he didn't do anything,
How
but
much magic can you get?
to his
before it's
point, they
too
had to
much?
share so much screen time. Hulk was disappointing. He didn't do like anything.
I mean,
Ant-Man
it's
was
not
awesome.
everyone.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
hilarious.
So the van over in the middle. So
I have a question about Black Widow. She's dead. How are they gonna make a movie about her?
It's It's before.
Yeah.
But
also,
it's
but-
her origin story.
But it just loses all the suspense now.
What
yeah,
about?
because now we know.
But I
We know
mean,
everything
it's a
about
soul
her.
for a soul.
Uh,
So if they get a good enough story, I
They could-
bet
they
you
could
they'll
do
find
a-
some way to bring her back. Obviously,
They could do a alternate universe Black Widow.
I mean, they could, but they already said that they didn't have any alternate universes when they returned everything.
Mysterio is from a different universe.
Yeah.
That's
He's
why
from Earth
Miles
like
Morales.
six,
Yeah.
like 6:30.
And what's funny is, you guys have all seen Into the Spider-Verse,
Yeah.
right? So
Fantastic.
Those are supposed to
movie.
cross
Tom
over.
Holland Spider-Man, and the Spider-Man in that movie, the one that's like super chubby and whatever, they're
Yeah.
apparently like the same people because they're the same universe.
Did he play?
It's the same Spider-Man.
Did Tom Holland
That's
play him?
weird.
Yeah, it's
I
weird
don't
to
think
think
so.
about, but it's kind of cool.
That's
I'm just glad it's not Andrew Garfield. Worst Spider-Man ever.
Or
So,
Tobey Maguire.
almost as bad as Robert
Tobey Maguire-
Pattinson
he
or
was-
whatever playing
Tobey
Batman.
Maguire
I do not
is
know.
actually
Awful.
great.
So,
there were a lot of bad Batmans.
yeah. Oh gosh.
Let's see. Well, like, what was the most disappointing thing in the film? And you brought up Iron Man giving up so early.
Yeah, I thought that it was the most disappointing thing is they took characters that they had built up and then kind of tore them down. So Iron Man, Captain America, and Iron Man are supposed to be these optimistic, yay, everybody gets a chance kind of thing. And Iron Man gave up. Captain America was like, I'm just going to shave my beard now, which was so weird and bizarre. And then on top of it, you also have like Thanos, who went from everything needs to be balanced to kill and murder everybody. And so they kind of ruined the character development that they had built.
But that's the whole point of Endgame is like the stakes are higher. He realized that like, hey,
Yeah,
these
but
people are gonna be like trying
The
to
way
kill
in which he
me.
said it, I'm going to kill everybody, does that mean he would have killed Gamora and his daughter, Nebula?
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, if
are you
he-
going to
if-
eliminate everybody and then start over?
he-
No, it's just
Yeah.
gonna be him. and his
Before,
minions, pretty
probably
much.
not before he found out she betrayed him.
I mean, he really betrayed her more, though.
Kind of threw her off a cliff.
Well, I mean, that was Gamora. So Nebula felt betrayed that after,
Oh.
Gamora and Nebula were starting to, actually become one, he goes and he throws off his daughter off the mountain. And then it's like, well, now I hate you even more. So he betrayed his... I just say he betrayed his character.
Also, they kind of messed up the whole time travel thing. If Nebula killed herself, then she wouldn't be in that.
No, they already
No,
explained,
they
they
explained
explained
it.
that.
It's-
They already did.
That was a bad part
But
about the movie.
by the
too.
way,
That's
you
what
brought
I
up a
don't
good
understand.
point. Is now everyone from 2014, all the villains from 2014 are gone. So they just created a whole entire new universe. That means Ronan is the new Thanos, and they're in 2014.
Well, that also brings.
But I
the
mean,
question of
doesn't
Mysterio.
Ronan still get killed by...
No, because the Guardians of the Galaxy never came together.
Ooh, before the 5 years?
Yeah, no. When they
How do you
went to
figure?
2014,
Yeah.
when Thanos came into the actual, came back to the present time,
Yeah.
and next when they all died, that created a whole entire new universe in their timeline. And
But-
2014.
True,
But I think what
actually.
they're trying to explain is because they were the characters of this later timeline who went back. Just because they eliminated all of those people, they still knew each other. Minus Gamora, obviously. She didn't remember. She should have chosen the tree. Just my thoughts. But
Also, like,
That would be awkward.
did they run out of pin particles? Like, how did Gamora get back to her own dimension?
No, she didn't.
wait, Gamora? I
No,
thought-
no, no.
Yeah, because
Uh-uh.
Gamora.
Are you talking
came
about
into-
Nebula?
No, Gamora came from a different time.
Yeah.
She came with the whole ship.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I'm talking about like Gamora came in from a different time period.
Yeah.
How did she
Because-
time travel back?
No,
no,
she
she
brought
brought
in
the
that
whole
time.
No, she stayed in the present time. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I guarantee is going to be about searching for Gamora.
Well,
She's
absolutely,
dead.
with Thor in it.
Yeah,
because
which would be awesome.
they're the, what did he call them?
Melted ice cream.
No, oh no, he didn't say that. No, he
I
said-
love that.
Oh,
He
no,
said-
as
so
Guardians
funny.
of the Galaxy.
Yeah, as Guardians
As
of the
Guardians
Galaxy.
of the
And I thought that
Galaxy,
was
right.
clever. So, yeah, hopefully Thor gets back into shape because Thor is not Thor without
Oh.
like a god.
Chris
He's still actually in shape.
Small G.
But
Small
Chris
G.
Hemsworth said, if they go back to like the seriousness with Thor, he won't play Thor anymore.
Well, I think they're gonna
He doesn't
make it
wanna be
funny.
serious.
It's gonna be
He
humorous.
wants to be all like humor.
That's why he's in Guardians.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the most sense. I mean, you're not going to stick Thor in. I don't think Black Panther was very funny. I feel like that's a very serious.
That movie I didn't. I don't know how that movie got Best Picture. To be honest,
I think it was new and different. So it was very vibrant. The characters were very different. It had a lot to do with like real cultural things at the time. So that made sense. Yeah. But I think there's certain aspects of Black Panther that I hope they build upon.
The CGI was not that good.
I thought it was good. It was better than Captain Marvel. Oh my gosh!
If this film doesn't get like at least Best Picture, like at least a nominated, like
I just don't. I think it's really hard to nominate hero movies
for Best Picture.
Yeah, because it's like I was telling you this earlier. It's hard to say. And same with like Best Actor. It's how do you choose which one was like the most? There's a lot of actors all acting at the same time, so there's not like one runaway. I mean, Tony Stark did a good job, but I think a lot of it was him being emotional from it being his last film too. So I think it was really easy to be emotional. So it's just
I feel like Best Actor would go to a person that's like not used to a role, and they make the most out of that role, and it's actually really surprising.
Because a superhero role is very stereotypical. Literally, dozens of people have done
like
it.
if Captain
and
Marvel,
they build on each movie.
Well, yeah, if Captain Marvel can be a superhero with how bland she is, then I think anybody can be a superhero.
I am a robot. I will help you.
Hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me?
I like how all cocky she is, but without the space stone, she would have been nothing. She would have died on that field without that space stone.
I hate how cocky she is. That's the kind of superhero.
But I think it's mostly the actress, because a lot of the cast doesn't like the actress.
Well, yeah, that's because of
her comments. But I mean, that's regardless. It's a movie, so she was playing a role. It doesn't matter what she said on the side. So
I feel like she tried to. I feel like they tried to. Oh yeah, another part that I hate with Endgame. I feel like they tried to bring like too many political things into the movie.
Oh, with the girl power.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they should have gotten political.
I think it was kind of cool.
At first, I was like,
they just had one subtle scene of only girls fighting.
Yeah,
I just don't see that. I mean, like cool, good, but like.
Well, I mean,
I just see it as unnecessary.
Are they?
I want to see the Avengers fighting together.
Yeah,
I think they're playing into
like a team.
Like Marvel has pointed out that anybody can be a hero, which is realistically true.
That's why they made Thor fat for one reason, because like it doesn't matter if you're fit or not, you can still be a hero.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and on top of it, it's like I think that they played a lot of it for Tony Stark's daughter too. That like she could. I don't think she'll be a hero, but like potentially she could be a hero. And one of the things that I really liked is the first thing she said is, are you hungry? And she goes, I want cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
That was the first thing in Iron Man.
That's what got me.
Yeah, and
that's what got me.
There's a lot of reference to Iron Man. Like there's a peace sign reference when they're in the.
Oh, when he says peace, all I want is peace, and he's in the car.
Yeah, all I want is peace, and next the army dude and the first one is like doing the peace sign and all that. So I thought that was a cool detail.
Yeah.
I like the kid. I can't remember which Iron Man.
Oh,
the third Iron Man.
Yes, the third
Iron Man.
I did not know.
See, I have a feeling he's going to be the next Iron Man.
Well, I mean, he left him the suit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it would make sense. Why would they show him unless that? So,
actually wanted
because now my question is, are they going to bring in Rescue, who is Pepper Potts' character?
Yeah.
Like, is she going to be a part of it? But I don't think she has contract.
The actress said that she doesn't want to
War Machine.
be in any more MCU.
I mean,
she
count me in. Marvel, if you watch this, I will be in any film you want. So just pay me millions of dollars.
Yes. Just pay me millions of dollars for never have acting before.
I'll be Morgan from a different universe, because Morgan in the comics is actually a teenage boy, not a girl.
I mean, you could do. I'm just thinking it would be cool if they now bring in like Miles as Spider-Man. They have so much they can build off of. There's so many directions.
But do you think that they will have the actor from the animated?
I mean, I don't know him well enough. I think that they need somebody who's younger, like
they did
15 or 16.
Because they did mention him in this universe. If you go back and watch Spider-Man: Far From Home, he that scene in the parking lot where he was interrogating the uncle. He said what was the actor's name? I can't remember the actor's name. I believe he played Lando in Solo.
Oh,
you talking about when he had the voice?
No, it's dang. Now I'm drawing a blank. It's he's a singer too.
Yeah,
he's a rapper. It's
He
I
said-
don't know his name.
Well, he said I have a nephew in this town, in Queens. So no, not Queens. Well, like in this area. So, and there's a deleting scene that's saying there was a phone call and he said Miles on it. So they did mention him.
Well, like I said, they need to build up. They need to have somebody who's younger. This is the hard thing about superhero movies is they make so many of them that it's spread out over 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have a Spider-Man who's like 35. Not that we don't love Tom Holland, but I mean, like he's what 20? I think he's 22.
I think he's still in high school, isn't he?
No, he's an adult. Like
In the
not
movies,
not
in
in the
high school.
movie. In the movies,
The
he's
movies,
a high
yeah,
schooler,
school.
but like he's an adult.
Yeah.
And so he can play the kid role for a while.
Yeah.
But then in
Eventually he'll
5-6
get old.
years he'll get old. So you kind of have to build and start with a character, kind of like they built with like Harry Potter. They
Yeah.
built them from
He
being
got
10.
older, and he
Yeah.
was older in the movie. too.
Yeah, so
That
it
was
made
perfect.
sense. So
I'm trying to think, like, what I was thinking for Miles Morales, though, if they do add him in, like as like a Spider-Man, I was thinking like maybe the kid from like It,
Which
because like
kid?
I haven't seen enough movies with him in it, but
which kid in the kid that played in Stranger Things, or
I think it's a kid who plays in Stranger Things. No,
no, it's the kid. It's the kid where he's at the slaughterhouse.
his uncle, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
he could play him.
Yeah, that's what I
He
was thinking.
fits
Yeah.
absolutely
Because he's
So-
young enough, and he acts like Miles Morales from what I can
Yeah.
tell.
let's see, what from now would you think that soon after Phase 4 would they start over, like
When you say start over, explain.
Thanos wins.
Avengers,
like they remake it, like they start remaking them.
I honestly don't see where you could go here, though.
Like
After all
I don't
that.
know what they like. That's the problem. After this, I don't know what they're gonna do.
I mean,
remake
it's
'em.
it's Disney. They could remake anything. I don't think they're going to remake the same storyline. They'll
Well,
just
no,
find
they-
new
They're
villains.
gonna remake it in
I-
animation.
They're
No.
gonna
No,
they're
that-
gonna
no, that'd be-
reintroduce villains.
They would
See,
yeah.
That's
like,
probably
here's the
what
problem
they're
that I have from that, though. It's like, no matter what, you can't replace Iron Man, and you can't replace Captain America.
That's true.
No, well, it's a
Like,
different wave.
Falcon is not Captain America.
It's like it's.
Are you talking about the actors?
It's the difference
Or just
between
the characters?
it's the difference between the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. They're both good, but they're very separate, different franchise movies. So same with like Star Wars. You have like the saga that's ending, and then you have the one-off movies.
You're splitting them
So
up
you
in
have to
movies,
do
so
something
it's
different,
like a big
and you have to
time.
give other heroes and opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, there's thousands, I feel like, of heroes in different comic books. I mean, they could make different universes, and I mean, now you can bring in Deadpool and
Yeah.
and Avengers and Wolverine, and
Speak-
Deadpool takes out everybody
Well,
like that
that's-
comic.
well,
That would be awesome.
As much as we want like the X-Men, Deadpool, and Venom and all that to come into the same universe, it's all separated by companies, which is super annoying.
I
Which,
think-
by the way, they're finally combined.
They bought 21st Century Fox. That's
Oh, Disney has?
yeah,
so-
X-Men.
What do you think?
Disney has like everything.
So
I think that was the point.
the Dark
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to be the last Fox movie.
Mhm.
So, would you think that they're going to keep the original young cast, or they're going?
I mean, Wolverine's super old.
well, not
Exactly.
not. I'm talking about like the young X-Men, like the
No,
first class. X-Men.
I think they're gonna go their separate ways. They're gonna come up with somebody new and different. Because, like I said, like Jennifer Lawrence is getting older, or Raven.
Oh, she does. She. I guarantee she's dead because they put it in the trailer.
I don't think they showed her dying.
Yeah, there was a whole entire like grave scene, and so you see the Beast get all mad because he cared about Raven.
I don't know.
And you don't see her in the trailer anymore. You see her like for like 10 seconds.
That's what they
and she's
want
gone.
you to believe.
Yeah.
Like the trailer
I
doesn't
just
have
don't.
anything to do with the
I don't know if
movie.
they're
It's just,
gonna
like teasing it.
pull on the X-Men, the first, second, and third, where Cyclops gets killed by Jean Grey. So my question is how are they going to? They could reboot the story kind of like they did Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Different actors, but similar villain story.
In my opinion, I kind of hate the X-Men. Like, it's not the best. I think that the characters aren't as well developed.
Oh, it depends on
It's just-
which. It depends on which.
It's like they're also plain. Like they don't have like separate.
There's so many,
They're-
there's
they're
so many
the-
characters you have to. keep
They're
up
the
with.
darker version of Marvel's, universe.
Transformers.
How that franchise is terrible.
Which to make it narrow.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, ever since he left, it's been bad.
It was bad from the start.
I mean, the first movie wasn't
Well,
bad.
The first movie
it was
was
interesting.
something new.
The second one was just like.
And then it
What?
gets worse and worse and
So-
worse somehow.
Could they have done Endgame better? Yes, but
Yeah.
I think that they left everybody content enough to be happy. So
I think
They met expectations.
I think they definitely should have like gotten rid of some scenes that were kind of useless, and then
I was
added
kinda
scenes
hoping
that
that-
would have added more to the story.
the first 2 hours.
The whole thing where like just the group meeting where they're in that like social group.
Oh,
think
I know,
that was
I like
completely
that scene,
useless, and
'cause-
that didn't add anything to the story.
Social group.
No, I like
yeah,
that
like
scene.
the what's it called? Like
The group, like you know,
what do
when
we
the
do
city
after
was,
they're
like,
gone
You know,
kind
when,
of thing.
when Cap
Oh,
was like
with
speaking to him, and the
Oh.
I like that scene because it reminds Cap of Sam. So he was just doing that because that's something that Sam used to do.
Yeah.
And Sam's, and I believe in Winter Soldier, Sam's like, "You want to do something like this one day?" And he's like, I don't know."
See, like, I just didn't think it added enough to the story.
I think
Yeah.
that
When I
was one of
watched it,
those
I was
subtle hints.
Yeah. Subtle. That was in Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. That's what they did it for.
What in this film made you more satisfied?
They ended it in a way that was, at least they gave credit and honor to Iron Man's character and then finished it.
Yeah. It completed it fully.
You're going to block my car.
Oh yeah, and then one thing I thought would have been like a nice touch would have Black Widow alongside Iron Man in the end. I thought they should have added that because they never really gave her a proper send off.
One last question before we end it here. Who would you rather seen going over the cliff? Are you happy with Black Widow going over the cliff, or would you rather to see Hawkeye?
Well, I mean, if
Black Widow has no family, so I was content. And her contract, I think, is way more than his. So
Yeah.
save money, woohoo! I'm just kidding.
Also, like,
no offense.
if they killed Hawkeye, it would have like screwed over the comics. Ronan's supposed to be like the head of the Avengers.
What?
Yeah, he's
Ronan?
supposed to be like the leader. Ronan. Hawkeye.
Not Ronan with an A, to Ronan with an I.
Is that Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because remember,
okay.
he transforms into like.
And I just
Like,
think he's so much
do you remember
more useful.
Murder.
Ronan? They said Ronan's trying to get me when he's in the Tokyo in the streets.
Yeah.
He kills that guy. So yeah, he's like
That
a very.
was Hawkeye.
He's like a very, well,
He's
kind
kind of beastly.
And when I think about Black Widow, she wouldn't have really been useful in the end fight
Yeah,
anyways.
I like Hawkeye better.
There would have been
That's
one
actually
more
cool.
woman to be in the.
Yeah, that's literally.
But I mean, that's cool. I love
Guns
Scarlet.
this time.
I like
She's
Scarlet
my
Witch.
dude.
I liked Black Widow. I think that they did an excellent job at really building their characters. So, the one thing I was unsatisfied with was her funeral or whatever that was.
She didn't even have a funeral.
Yeah, that was weird.
They just ignored
but
her.
I think part of the reason was I think they were celebrating her by winning. So
I mean, they did add that in the end with
Yeah.
Hawkeye and that Scarlet Witch. So, I mean,
So yeah, we basically talked about a lot of stuff, like the 3000. That scene made me cry. Not you didn't cry. So
it's a movie.
you're a robot. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
inviting
us.
us. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
This is a lot of fun. I hope that we can do some more stuff like this in the future, but not outside, so we can get proper sound. So this is going to be tough to edit and all that. So thank you guys very much for watching. And like always, we'll see you in the next review.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Captain America's better than Iron Man.